Pancakeswap is a decentralized exchange built on Binance Smart Chain, which is a fast and inexpensive alternative to Ethereum. It is similar to Ethereum's Uniswap, but it runs on Binance Smart Chain instead. You can check out their official website pancakeswap.finance. As mentioned, Pancakeswap is a decentralized exchange that allows you to trade cryptocurrencies and tokens without a centralized intermediary, keeping custody of your tokens the entire time. It is very popular nowadays. It gives you a possibility of staking coins, thus providing the liquidity and generating passive income. If you already know what Pancakeswap is and are interested in only specific parts of it, you can click on the timestamps in the description box below and skip ahead. To open Pancakeswap, visit their website pancakeswap.finance. When you open the website, you would see the homepage. Here is Pancakeswap's main features, such as farming and staking. Here you can yield, farm, and earn annual percentage rate. Predictions, pools part, where you can stake coins, and the lottery part, where you just spend your tickets and gamble. At the bottom, you would see statistics of the platform, such as cake supply and total value locked on the platform. At the top of the screen, you would see the header with the menu, logo, connect button, and the account. So as the first step, we would press on the connect button to link our wallet to the platform. There would be a pop-up with multiple wallets. It is very easy to use Trust Wallet with it if you have an Android device. You would be able to see Pancakeswap right in the app section. However, in my case, I'm using Metamask Chrome extension in this video. If you don't know what Metamask is, we have a separate video about it and how to use it. I put the link in the video description box so you can check it out. My Metamask has some presets, so there is not much that need to be done. I press next. Then you would need to have permissions to the platform to connect your Metamask to Pancakeswap. Now, at the top of the page, you would see that the connect button is already been changed to your address which you chose. By pressing on it, you can log out and reconnect with another wallet if you want. In my case, I'm using Metamask. But before using Metamask, you should be sure that you've already connected Binance Chain in order to use Binance Chain tokens, also called BEP20 tokens. By default, Metamask is an Ethereum wallet. So in order to use Binance Chain, you need to connect a Binance Chain network to it. So to use Metamask with Pancakeswap, you mostly would be using BNB coin and Cake token and maybe other tokens. In case you don't know how to connect Binance Smart Chain to your Metamask, you open the expanded view of Metamask, press on the profile picture on the top right side, open settings, choose the network menu and add a new network by pressing on this button. In my case, you would need to type in all these details of the network in it. These details you can get from Binance Academy website or just by googling Connect Binance Chain on Metamask. You would see the top links and one of the links would be from Binance Academy. You would need to copy network name, new RPC URL, chain ID, currency symbol, and block explorer URL. After you added a new network, you can simply change your network from drop-down menu at the top. I can change my Ethereum network or Binance Chain network. If you would like to know how to connect different networks and more details about that, I have a separate video about this available in the description box below. First of all, to use Pancakeswap, you would need to deposit some BNB on your Metamask. To add some BNB to your Metamask, you go to your Binance, choose your wallet, go to withdraw. Then you would need to specify the coin or token that you would like to send. We would choose BNB. Then you copy your address from Metamask, paste it into the recipient's BNB address. And the most important step is that we need to choose the right network before sending our coins. In our case, we are using Binance Smart Chain, or as it's called, BSC, and we are sending BEP20 tokens. Be sure that you are not selecting other networks. If you choose the wrong network, you will lose your coins. So there are no notifications shown, which means that the network has already checked the address and it exists and its format is correct. Next, you would choose the amount you would like to send. After you type in the amount, you would see the transaction fee. In my case, it is 0.0005 BNB. Next, you press Withdraw Submit. There would be a notification about selected network. Press Confirm. Next, there would be an Ensure notification. Press Continue. Next, there would be a security notification. Press Submit button. And we will proceed with sending. Depending on the network status, our BNB eventually will be transferred to our Metamask. It took me 1 or 2 minutes. So now we can see that I have some BNB coins in my Metamask wallet right in the smart chain part. Next thing that we would need to do to use Pancakeswap is that we would need to have some cake tokens. First of all, we need to add a view for this token in our Metamask, as sometimes you have tokens in our wallet that you cannot see. In order to see them, you need to set up view. To add the token into your Metamask, you go to coinmarketcap.com, search for cake, there would be Pancakeswap token page, and you press on this icon and the token view will be added to your Metamask. Don't worry if you send your tokens and reinstall Metamask and cannot see your tokens for the same address. Just add a view and it will show. So now we can get back to the Metamask page, where you can see that cake token has been added. Next, if you want to get Pancake tokens, you have multiple ways to do so. You can buy tokens on Binance, then transfer them to your Metamask, or you can go to the Pancakeswap, choose Trade section, Exchange. Here you can actually swap BNB with tokens. This part technically cannot be called exchange because you are swapping tokens in the liquidity pool. We are talking about this difference in details in another video. So as you can see, we have an additional fee paid for providing liquidity. Since we are just swapping tokens, we are paying to the liquidity provider, but we can also become a liquidity provider and earn this fee from other people who would like to swap tokens. Here you can see estimated minimum amount of cake you will receive and a price impact. Basically, when you swap a small amount of tokens, they will have a small impact on the price of the token. And if you are trading large amount of tokens, this will influence the price significantly. If you press on Settings button, you can set up slippage tolerance, which will determine the fee you would like to spend to speed up your transaction. Since Binance chain is very efficient, there is no need to change it for now. So as you can see, the transaction fee which we're having now is not high, and it is more than in the past. In the past, the transaction fee was a little bit lower. This is happening because there are more and more people who are using this platform. So if this network's fee is not high and you are okay with it, you just press approve. After you finish the transaction, you can verify it by looking on the Binance Smart Chain. So now you can see that you actually successfully swapped your tokens. You spent some BNB and got some cake. Next, what we can do on Pancakeswap is to provide the liquidity to the market and earn some commission from it. Press on Add Liquidity button. To provide the liquidity to the pool, you would need to provide 2 tokens with the same ratio, and before proceeding to approving cake, you would see your share of liquidity in the pool. I choose the amount of 1.5 cake and the same amount of the BNB will come out. As we can see, in my case, the amount of cake is 1.5 and the amount of BNB is 0.067. Also, you can see the amount of cake per BNB, BNB per cake, and the share pool. Next, we would approve cake. On this step, we would need to approve the connection between the platform and the wallet. To approve the connection, you would need to spend additional amount of BNB, so be sure your MetaMask still has some. Then you press confirm. After you do it, the initial approve cake button changes to supply, and this approval step is mandatory for the platform. Next, you press on supply button. Here you will see the detailed amount of 2 deposited tokens for the liquidity pool. and press Confirm Supply. You would need to confirm the transaction in Metamask as well. From my understanding, when you provide liquidity for the pool, it is almost like staking. The only difference is in variety and the APR. So let me be clear. When you deposit your tokens and coins into the liquidity pool, you are earning fees. These fees would be actual LP tokens, which you can redeem. Also, you can redeem your tokens at any time you want, but be aware that when you redeem your tokens, you might redeem different amounts of it because people swap tokens in pools. And tokens price changes accordingly to the demand and supply. After we locked in our 2 tokens, we will start to earn LP tokens. The amount which we are earning right now is 0.31. After we get our LP tokens, we can redeem them or use another feature called farming. So let's try to farm our LP tokens. We would need to approve the connection between the platform and wallet for farming. Next, you can press Stake LP tokens, click Confirm, and approve the transaction. Now I got LP tokens and I staked them to get some additional rewards. After a certain amount of time, you would be able to harvest cake amount and earn a profit from it that it is calculated from APR. That APR percentage is constantly changing. However, what we have now is quite good. While farming, you would be able to stake liquidity provider tokens. For the next feature, which is called pools, you can stake different tokens and earn APR from it. For each token, the APR percentage is different. The same thing here. First, you would need to approve the connection between the platform and Metamask wallet. Then you would see plus button. If you see Metamask has some tokens, you can add them here and stake. After you stake it, it will start to earn the APR. Next feature is prediction. Here you will be able to attend a guessing game. If you guess the price right, you will get some rewards. Next feature is lottery. I will not be suggesting this feature. From my point of view, it is not investment and not trading but gamble. And currently it is not open. Lottery feature lets users buy a ticket in hopes of winning a major cake. Also, by taking part in the lottery, you can win some collectibles. There is a team battle feature. Apparently they are trying to move into social gaming. In this game, you can partake in different teams. Teams compete and the winner is calculated by the total combined volume. So the most important thing before you do this is that you would need to understand that the APR for each stake and each feature is constantly changing. And if the APR is high, you also need to count in the price of the token. I have a friend who put $1,000 in one liquidity provider's platform, earned around 500% per 3 months, but the token price which he held dropped significantly. So in the end, he was left with $700. The most important thing in participating in the staking or pools is that you should not only look at the APR, but also look at the price of the token. So before buying or exchanging any token, be sure that you understand the product you are buying. You also need to understand impermanent loss idea, which means the temporary loss of funds occasionally experienced by liquidity providers because of volatility in a trading pair. This also illustrates how much more money someone would have had if they simply held onto their assets instead of providing liquidity. Note that this video is purely educational and is not sponsored by Pancakeswap. And talking about Pancakeswap platform, I haven't found anyone from their team, which is why I'm a bit skeptical about it. However, from another side, Pancakeswap cuts out the middleman of centralized exchange, so people can gather and lock in their assets to get some rewards. And another advantage of Pancakeswap is Binance chain gas fee or transaction fee is quite cheap at the moment, and overall Pancakeswap only has access to your Metamask when you are doing transactions or approvals. When you turn off your Metamask browser or Pancakeswap, Pancakeswap doesn't have any access to your wallet. This was it for Pancakeswap. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I see you in the next video.